Oh, welcome to the last episode in Season 6 of Infinite Prattle. Today's episode is, well, a bit of a Q&A, with a difference. Join me.
Hello and welcome to
Infinite Prattle!
Unscripted, unedited prattle on everything. Hosted by me, Stephen. Listen, like, share and subscribe and enjoy the show.
Hello, welcome to the last episode of Season 6 of Infinite Prattle. And today, I roll the dice on the last episode, quite literally, as I have rolled some dice. If it's your first time, I don't normally do stuff like this. I normally save stuff like this for the last episode of the season. But it's also a good way for you guys to learn about me, and hopefully learn about you if you want to share anything back. So today I'm wearing my Colonial Marines hat for no good reason, because it's absolutely roasting. England's going through a little bit of a heat. Oh, I don't want to say heat wave, because heat wave is probably the wrong thing to say, because this is normal weather for most countries in the world, but we can't cope with it because it gets really humid. So I hope you can't hear the fan on the video, although you'll probably see the big spot I've got at the end of my nose if you are watching on YouTube. Or anywhere else that does video podcasts, because I hopefully will be uploading to the Apple podcast system soon, if it's easy enough to do, that is. So I bought these a while ago. They're called conversation cubes. So when I was having regular guests on the podcast a couple of seasons ago, I bought these because I thought it'd be a good icebreaker for the guests to roll a couple of them, colour of their choice, and random roll to see what they could answer a question on. Thought it might move the podcast along. If things were getting a bit stuck. Sometimes conversations start to dry up, but I thought it'd be a good way of doing it. So I thought today I would utilise these myself, just to roll them and see what would come out. So I've done a little video of me rolling them, which I'm going to hopefully put picture in picture on the video podcast, so you can see I wasn't cheating and I did actually roll these for reals. I just hope I haven't messed them up when I've transferred them over and not turned any over. So if I have, well, post-production I'll realise myself. But so there's 6 colours and 6 different questions. So let's get into it, I suppose. So I don't know really if each one has a different kind of theme or not. I don't know really. I think they are just pretty much random. Yeah, I think they are pretty much random. But yeah, the first one I'm gonna go in with the green one to start with, because it matches my turtles top that I'm wearing, which I think I wore in the last episode. It has been washed since, honest. I just really like it. I love it. So this one is, what kind of music do you like? And I'm not going to cop out on this one. Well, I kind of am. But I like a bit of everything. I like a bit of all music. If it gets my foot tapping, and it gets my head going, and it brings a smile or evokes some sort of emotion, which most music does, I'm into it. I think the biggest thing with music for me is that it evokes some sort of emotional response. Doesn't matter what emotional response. And also that, it has a good beat and it has a good feeling to it. So I don't really eliminate any sort of music. I listen to classical music, country, hip-hop, rap, all the way through to like heavy rock, metal, etc. So yeah, I don't really rule anything out. But I think probably what I'm mostly into is rock, heavy metal, and probably a little bit pop. Really, I do like a good pop song. Yeah. Oh, I see my screen's gone off already. I tried to put a bit of a background onto the video this week with my computer, but I thought I'd turn the settings on so it wouldn't go to sleep, but it has after literally a few minutes. Anyway, you know what you're watching. and listening to. So the next one is the blue one, and that says, name a time when you were scared. Name a time when I was scared. I generally find this a bit of a struggle, because I don't think I've ever been like super scared. Like actually, like actually terrified. Like super terrified. Even when I had like a kind of semi-near death experience, it was quite calm. I don't know. I feel I get a bit of adrenaline buzz from being a bit on the edge. Even though I wouldn't say I'm an adrenaline junkie, I won't go finding it, but I think I deal well with stressful situations because I'm internalizing stress constantly. So I feel like I'm pretty good at dealing with it, so nothing really phases me. I'm trying to think of a time when I was actually proper afraid. I suppose fear comes in a few different guises. Like, I was scared recently because I thought I was going to lose my job, to be honest. So that was a little bit of apprehension time. And I wouldn't say fear, though. I wouldn't say fear. Oh, God. Yeah, I can't generally think of any time I've been proper scared. Maybe when people have been ill, probably. Maybe that's the thing, you know. That's probably the only time I think. That's from a selfish point of view, though. I think is that okay? Is that okay to say I've been scared because I'm worried for myself or someone else? I suppose being worried for someone else isn't selfish. But I suppose the paradox of that is that you're really worried about someone else's well-being because how it will affect you if they go. So yeah, I've probably been scared about Sarah's health sometimes, and my mum and dad have had some glitches. So yeah, probably that. That sounds like I don't get scared or anything. That's not the case. But I think the fact I can't remember like one precise time means that it didn't imprint on me. I got knocked off my push bike years ago, which I suppose was scary afterwards, really, when I thought about the consequence that could have happened. But in the moment, I was very kind of like, oh, well, this is happening, is it? Great. That's a terrible answer. Okay, this one's a little bit silly. This is the purple one, light purple, Infinite Prattle colours. And this one is, if you were a cereal, what kind would you be? Used to eat cereal all the time when I was a kid. Real cereal monster. Every single day without fail, sometimes with toast. Not the toast in the cereal, by the way, like a separate entity from the cereal. Obviously. Yeah, I really like cereal. I think I'd have to be something that's like probably kind of healthy, but with like the benefits of probably having whole grains but a shit ton of sugar at the same time. So I really love stuff like Honey Loops, like Honey Cheerios, Sugar Puffs, Frosties, because at the core of them they're healthy, but then they've just been ruined by sugar. So I feel like that's what I would have. I would kind of like be healthy at the core, but then ruined myself by dousing myself in some sort of toxic sugar. Not toxic. I don't want to kill people, but you know what I mean. You know, like plenty of E numbers and sugar, which probably isn't really needed, but makes it absolutely delicious. Is that what I'm saying I am? I don't know. I'm not saying I'm delicious. It's gone mad already. It's fell into descent. Into descent? I can't speak again this week. It's been a very long day. I completely forgot to record the podcast, by the way, today. I was pottering around in my room, trying to tidy some stuff up. It's actually looking quite clear, but what you can't see. My desk is actually kind of semi-clear too. I've been pottering around most of the day, doing stuff like that, doing stuff downstairs, bits and bobs. Loads more to do. Loads more to do. Sarah's written me a list. Thank you, Sarah. But yeah, I for some reason, we had Saturday yesterday. For some reason, I thought it was Saturday today. Bank holidays do something to your brain, where you think you've got more days than you have, which you kind of do because you have like an extra day off. A bank holiday, by the way, for people that don't understand this, listening in a place outside the UK, is just a day that you get off. It's like a public holiday. So, like in America, they have 4th of July. So we get certain holidays throughout the year, and this is what this is. Most of them come from like religious stuff, or sometimes from the monarchy. Yeah, so I don't know where some of them come from, but I'll take them. I get them off work, so that's all good for me. So yeah, I for some reason thought today was Saturday again, even though we went out all day yesterday. Well, we went out half the day yesterday and had a lovely time. Took the dog out to the seaside. We did a few things around the house first and went out mid-afternoon so it wasn't too hot for the dog. And yeah, had a nice time. But for some reason woke up today thinking, oh, it's great, tomorrow's Sunday. Yeah. It was not. Today is Sunday, and it was about 4:45, I think it was, when I suddenly realised it was Sunday. Tomorrow is bank holiday Monday, and I hadn't even recorded the podcast. So there we are. So this one is the pink one, and this one is, what is the most important thing you own? The most important thing I own? Wow, I don't know, I'm a bit of a collector. I don't know if I can answer this one. I don't know. No, I'll tell you what it could be. Tell you what it could be. Thinking of it, I have a little tiny penknife. Little blue penknife, and my mum gave it to me when my granddad passed away. So my granddad in Ireland meant the absolute world to me. He always had time to teach you things, wanted you to learn yourself as well, but also would pass on knowledge and get you to seek knowledge. And when he passed away, there was a whole kerfuffle with the funeral. I think I mentioned it in a previous episode with Dex, season 4, I think that was, maybe season 3. If I remember, I'll put a link below. But yeah, we talked about some stuff, and it came out a little bit. Can't remember how deep I went into it, but there was a bit of thing. I didn't go to his funeral. There was a bit of a kerfuffle, let's say. But I got a small bit of inheritance, but I got this little knife. And he used to get them really, really cheap from the local shop when he was down at his caravan. He lived in Northern Ireland. So my mum's from there, and yeah, he used to go to the shop and he used to buy these little knives, and they weren't very expensive. Little pen knife, and he used to have them around the caravan. He used to use them, just to cut things, obviously. But he used to make models, and he used to have them for like trimming the sprues and stuff off his models, and he had loads of them dotted around the place. Like, I don't think there was many places in his own home as well that you can just reach out and grab one from where he normally sat or worked. And more than the little bit of money that I got from his estate, that meant the world to me, getting that little tiny piece of him. Even though it's like a thing that you could probably buy off the internet or go to a shop, and a little DIY shop, and you'd probably see hundreds of them lined out in a little foam container. But that one was his. Yeah, and it just means something. So out of all this stuff that I have, that's probably holds a lot of sentimental value. But I really love my old motorbike as well as in the garden. I really need to look after that more. But yeah, my granddad's knife is probably that made me think. Then it made me think. It's what this is about. It's what it's about. It's making me think as well. Okay, name one thing that I like about myself. It's a bit self-serving, this question, and that's not me. Maybe that's what I like about myself. Physically, I I don't mind my legs, even though they're whiter than white. And I always liked my hair. I always thought I had good hair until I started losing it, which is a disaster for my mental well-being. Hence I wear hats a lot now, which probably doesn't help the fact I'm losing my hair. If you believe some of the things that people say, if you wear hats all the time, it makes your hair fall out. I don't know if that's true. I don't think it would be true, but you never know. Well, I would have to say, the fact that I would always be there for people, and I would always, like, when I say something to someone, it's not because I'm saying it. It's not to say the right thing. It's to say the thing that I mean. And I don't, like, if I offered and said, like, call me anytime, I would give you a lift to such and such, or if you need it, I'll be there. Like, I genuinely would be if I was available, or I would try and make arrangements to be available. I would definitely, like, go out of my way to help someone that I love, a member of family or friend. And I kind of like the fact that I stay true to myself, and I try to improve myself as well. I do think that it's too easy sometimes to say, "Oh, that's just how I am," and sometimes that is a thing. That it is how you are. I very much have traits that I probably couldn't change because they're just so inbuilt into me now after 42 years. But I always try to be mindful of my actions and how I am. And I was trying to rectify things if I can. I'm not too proud to say I was wrong or I'm sorry. I think that's important. But yeah, I think Jerry Lewis said something like, if you put your trust in me, that's forever. If we have a handshake, that's the handshake. That's the trust. Don't try and bind me with a contract because a solicitor can break that kind of thing. And that's how I feel about stuff. If I shake your hand and say something like that, I would stick to what I say. I'm not a flaky person like that. Ooh, that was deep. That was deep. Okay, what am I most proud of? What am I most proud of? I think I'm most proud. I compose myself. I think I'm most proud of the fact that I found the love of my life in Sarah, and the fact that I'm proud that she loves me, I think, as much as I love her. I say that because I don't trust. I think my love's so big that she could never match it. Which might sound a bit weird, but I love her to bits, and I'm very proud that, like, we're together and she chose me to be her husband and all that jazz. Very, very soppy stuff. But it's true. I'm very proud of that fact. And that's probably the thing above all, that I'm proud that I found my person. And it doesn't happen very often, and it doesn't happen to everyone. But I think I know that she's my person, and that's pretty sweet, and that's pretty cool. I'm also proud, like, kind of thing, like, being true to myself, finding who I am, and kind of rolling with that, but always trying to improve, and kind of things go hand in hand for me. And yeah, but definitely above all else is I'm proud that Sarah's my wife, and I'm proud that she loves me, and she sticks by me, and yeah, can't really say anything else about that. So there you go. There's all six. I think I answered them all reasonably well. You be the judge. There they are. So ask yourself the same questions, and if you want to put the comments or reply with them, then please do. I'm always interested to know what other people think. Really like to know how other people react to things, and the stories behind people. And that's, That's me. I always forget that, to be fair. I do forget. Sometimes I have to be mindful of. I sometimes forget to ask people questions. I'm so excited to tell them my truth, and if they've asked me a question, I have to really be mindful of reciprocating that. But I always want to learn about people. I don't think it always comes across with me. So please share if you can. I love it. So yeah, there were the conversation cubes or conversation dice. Yeah, pretty good questions. Some of the other questions on here are like, what are the strangest dreams you have? What do you like to do in cold weather? Do you have a pet? I think you know the answer to that one. How many people are in your family? And when is your birthday? So I might do one of these again, see if we get different questions, or I will pick different questions. Maybe the last episode of season 7, which I'm not sure when it's coming, but check out social media at Infinite Prattle on Instagram. I am on TikTok, but I don't post there very often because I always forget about it, and TikTok annoys me a little bit, if I'm honest with you. So Instagram's the place to find out. There is also a Facebook page linked to that. YouTube at Infinite Prattle as well, if you are listening to the podcast but would actually like to see my face. Don't know why you would, and vice versa. If you're watching this, thank you. You can go and listen to the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Please like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. It's free, takes a second, but means the world to me. Hey, that kind of rhymed. Excellent. So until next season, take care of yourselves, look after each other, and remember to keep on prattling.
Thanks for listening to Infinite Prattle with your host, Stephen. Follow me on social networks at Infinite Prattle, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks very much.